In this episode, we will talk with Kazakhstan Olympic athletes via conference call about isolation, the results of the season, and impact of coronavirus on world sport. Our guests are weightlifter Ilya Ilyin, tennis player Kirill Gerasimenko, trampolinist Pirmammad Aliyev, freestyler Janbota Allabergenova, rock climber Rishat Khaibulin, and skateboarder Anton Poverkhvechnev. Coronavirus pandemic paralyzed almost all world sports. Most competitions were cancelled. Some of them were postponed for an indefinite period. For example, it is formally known that Olympic Games are not going to happen in 2020. Tokyo makes preparations for hosting the Games in 2021. Current generation of athletes faced such conditions of uncertainty for the first time. Some of them managed to go back to their native countries and wait through the peak of quarantine at home with families, and some had to stay away from home. We start series of interviews with Kirill Gerasimenko, the leader of the national team in table tennis. Hello, Kirill. Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you too. Please tell me, what are you doing at this time? I spend time at home with my parents. When we took part at competitions in Oman, I faced choice either to fly to Germany and to train or to return home. I chose the second variant. I decided that it was better to stay with my family. How do you keep in trim? Of course, it's hard. It's good that in our house there is a basement and we have a tennis table, so it is possible to play there. There is a small hall, but I can play and do all table tennis exercises. Kirill Gerasimenko was the first of the Kazakhstan players to rank among top 100 of the best table tennis players in the world. Due to victories, Kirill came closer to 30 best tennis players. Most of the time he lives in Germany and plays for local club. Kirill is 23 years old and he is quite a famous person in world sport. Now many sports suffer losses. Football players lose their salaries. It may be bankruptcy of clubs. Did coronavirus hurt your club? Now the situation is the following. The club offers to sign agreement concerning 20% cut of the salary. For sure, it hurt tennis, fans, providers, sponsors. The whole system collapsed. But you won't run away from it. You have to accept and continue to work, because life doesn't stop. People are looking for options to train and hope that everything will be fine. The season is officially over. Players already prepare for a new one. Tell me how past season developed for you and what conclusions you make now. From the beginning of the season, I lived for 3 weeks in India, took part in the Indian Tennis League. I played well. It was the first start for me. Then I played in German League for 9 months. By the end, I performed well with positive balance. The club was pleased with me. We went to playoff. My personal goal was to participate in the Olympic Games and show the results. But in Asia qualification was cancelled. It was supposed to take place in Thailand. The season passed well. The season passed well also for the most representatives of winter sports. For example, Жанбота Алдабергенова, who is also called as Kazakhstan Queen of Freestyle Acrobatics, a few weeks before quarantine became a bronze prize winner of the World Cup stage, which for the first time took place in Almaty. By the way, Жанбота is the winner of European Cup stages of Universiade and the participant of 2 Olympiads. After all, winning a medal at native land is especially pleasant. I think the season went very well for you. Are you pleased with yourself?
Я довольна. То, что мы закончили этот сезон очень хорошо.
I am happy. We finished this season very well as we started from the podium. We have a new trainer, the season started well and on time, but global warming is felt everywhere. Many countries with usually cold weather had maximum -10 this year.
Бывало очень холодно, и мы постоянно где мерзли. В этом году было максимум -10, наверное. Это было для нас неожиданно. Я выступала на 4 этапах. Это в Китае 2 этапа.
I performed 4 times, 2 times in China, once in USA and in Kazakhstan. It was exciting and at the highest level. I liked everything, as well as all the guests.
Было, потому что провели на высшем уровне. Мне все понравилось, приезжим гостям тем более.
Тем более удалось завоевать медаль.
You managed to win a medal. It is also very important that the public saw it and understood what level national athletes have. What plans do you have for the future?
Вообще движению в вашем виде спорта.
Буду также продолжать уже не только эти третьи места.
I will do my best. I will try to rise above 4th or 3rd place.
Такие сложные элементы, чтобы догнать других.
I just don't have those complicated elements. I don't fall far behind others, but for the podium, we have to do triple jumps. This summer, we plan to start with our new trainer, Olympic champion.
В этом году уже летом должны уже начать с нашим тренером новым, с олимпийским чемпионом.
Tell us more about your new trainer. It is very interesting.
Наш новый тренер, он белорус.
Our new trainer is from Belarus. He's an Olympic champion. In 2014 in Sochi, he won a gold medal. No one has done such a jump at the Olympic Games yet. He is a legend, and now he's our trainer.
Получается, человек-легенда. Вот теперь он наш тренер, нас тренирует.
While most Olympian players keep in trim at home, they do it in absolutely different ways. The national best rock climber Ryszard Khaibulin is in Brno city of the Czech Republic now, when he intended to get in shape for the Summer Olympic Games. But as far as we know, plans changed for all the sportsmen. What is the situation in the Czech Republic now? Are there a lot of people on the street? When quarantine was imposed, no one was on the street at all. Now people started to go outside, some restrictions were cancelled. There are more than 6,000 infected people, but every day the number of infected people decreases. All climbing gyms are closed, but I managed to agree about the continuation of my trainings. Give your estimate for a season, how happy you are with your performance. If you take into account the last year, I'm very happy that I got to the group of 20 in the World Cup. In the end, I won the license for the Olympic Games. It was a good result, but I know that it is not my maximum. I was prepared only for 80%. So I think there's something to strive for, and I can do even more. Ryszard Khaibulin was the first of Kazakhstan rock climbers to win a license for the Olympic Games. It became possible thanks to his successful performance in the World Cup in Japan when Almaty team became the third in multidiscipline competition. Khaibulin was the only sportsman from the CIS in the final. Does the fact of postponement of the Olympic Games affect the license? Yet the International Federation of Rock Climbing declared that those who won last year should not confirm their license. I will surely participate in the Olympic Games next year. In fact, you know your opponents. Do you think it is real for you to win a medal?
На самом деле уровень всех спортсменов, которые будут участвовать сейчас на Олимпиаде, очень высокий.
In fact, the level of all sportsmen is very high. Now everyone will start training. There will be a big competition, but I have an advantage over them: speed. I plan to win in this discipline and continue fighting for a medal.
Выиграть в этом виде скорости и как-то продолжить бороться дальше за медаль.
The news about the postponement of the Olympic Games turned out to be very unexpected and mixed all plans. For example, the Olympic champion in weightlifting Ilya Ilyin earlier declared that he planned to finish career after Games in Tokyo. But now the champion has to make a difficult decision.
2020 год начался с золотой медалью. Я выиграл узбекистанский турнир. Результаты небольшие, но важна была победа. Мы это сделали своей командой, очень рады. И потом карантин.
2020 started well. I won the gold medal at the tournament in Uzbekistan. The victory was important. We did it with our team. The quarantine started. I don't know how it will affect my career, because I decided to stop career in 2020 after the Olympic Games in Tokyo, and now I ponder a question. So far I can't say for sure, but most likely I will finish career without waiting for the Olympic Games.
У нас в Казахстане есть только 2 лицензии, есть одна женская, одна мужская, и по баллам я не прохожу. Посмотрим.
Because in Kazakhstan there are only 2 licenses, one female, one male. I don't lead by points. Let's see what happens to qualification. All sportsmen are waiting. If they add a couple more cycles, I'll meet with the team and we will talk about it.
Обсудим как бы все за и против и решим, я решу, как сделать правильно. Если резона не будет, я думаю, что я провел достойную свою спортивную карьеру, у меня была замечательная спортивная жизнь, и мне пора двигаться дальше. Это взрослый такой подход уже. Я планировал 4 Олимпиады.
If there is no point, I think I already had a decent career and it's time for me to move on. It's an adult approach. I planned 4 Olympiads. I won 2 Olympiads. I missed 1 Olympic Games. In 2019, I felt real respect from all sportsmen, trainers. They are very respectful and they will be happy to see me in the capacity of a manager. So there is a place to move on. I'm going strong, I'm still young, but I do not want to miss the moment to turn it into a meaningful activity. I think I developed into something more professional. I need something else.
Я не хочу пропустить момент, что, может быть, эти силы направить в другое русло. Как-то так. И еще, по-моему, я уже перерос помост. Мне нужно что-то другое.
What's next, Ilya? Any thoughts? Any suggestions?
Не буду говорить, наверное. Давайте не будем забегать вперед.
Конечно, да.
Но сейчас у меня...
I'm not going to jump ahead, but now I'm going through a difficult period.
пережил то, что внутри себя.
Every adult will understand me. When you change career, you need to think about everything and make the right choice.
Все как бы обдумать и по-настоящему пережить это. И вот я сейчас вроде смирился, что мне пора заканчивать. И дорог на самом
I
деле
think I
много.
will make the right choice. Actually, sport management is a priority.
Я думаю, я правильно сделаю. Ну, естественно, спортивный менеджмент это у меня в приоритете.
The member of the national team of Kazakhstan on gymnastics, trampolinist Pirmammad Aliyev, for a long time will remember quarantine. In conditions of severe isolation, the athlete for the first time became the father. We learned about this joyful event firsthand.
Наверное, меня все спортсмены поймут, что мы дома бывали.
Probably all the sportsmen understand me. We spend time at home not so often. Almost all the time we have trips, camps, competitions. Now we can stay at home with our close people. And 2 weeks ago, my son was born. It is great news. Our congratulations. Thank you. I am happy that we have a chance to stay at home, to spend time with family. How did you call your son? Marcel. Beautiful name. Pirmammad is the winner and prize winner of the World Cup stages, the champion of Asia. Officially, he is one of the 30 best gymnasts on the planet. The sportsman is only 22 years old and he has a huge experience. At the same time, it stands to mention not only his sports talents, but also creative ones. How did you take the news that the Olympic Games were postponed?
Это, конечно, очень грустно для всего мира, я так думаю, потому что раз в 4 года и как бы...
It is sad news for the world. Games take place once every 4 years. Many people live for competitions. Sportsmen give all their forces, strive to win a license. We had this before the Olympic Games in Rio.
Свои эмоциональные, психологические все моменты как бы стремятся к одному, как бы чтобы получить лицензию, завоевать его и выступить на Олимпийских играх. Это также у нас было перед Рио. И я думаю, для каждого спортсмена именно самый важный момент это...
For each sportsman, it is important to perform at Olympic Games. Postponing the games is hard because there are sportsmen of a certain age.
В возрасте можем, да, сказать, что
Let's say they might win their first license.
30 лет, а хотя они выиграли лицензию первую свою, скажем так, за всю карьеру, которые могут поехать и тут переносятся, как бы это очень тяжело, конечно.
I know you already had a license for the Olympic Games.
У нас еще один старт оставался, чтобы завоевать.
We had another start left to win the license and it was cancelled. These competitions were to take place in April month.
75% как бы
75% of licensed competitions are over. The only start where it was possible to enhance the likelihood of participation into Olympic Games didn't take place.
Сейчас конкретного ничего не могу говорить.
The head of a new skateboarding federation of Kazakhstan, Anton Pavekvechnov, went with his family on vacation to Burabai on the eve of quarantine.
The borders of the capital were closed and skateboarder was forced to prolong his holiday. Anton, how can you rate the past season?
Первый официальный сезон, когда пройдут официальные чемпионаты.
This is the first official season to host the first skateboarding championships. It is an event that is noted down on the calendar of Olympic sports. There will be support and coverage by the state. The status of competitions is already much higher because children will be selected in the national team.
Связи и так далее, новостными каналами. Соответственно, ну как бы и статус соревнований уже намного выше, поскольку будут отбираться ребята в национальную сборную Республики Казахстан по скейтбордингу, в олимпийскую сборную, в штатную сборную.
We plan to make several more trips to go to Russia to train in skate park. There are contacts with the Russian Federation.
Будет попроще летом съездить в Россию, потренироваться в скейт-парке. Там уже у нас тоже есть контакты с Российской Федерацией скейтбординга.
Did the guys have a chance to return from
Не
abroad?
успели уехать. Вот так вот. Да, то есть у нас мы готовились вот в Москву ехать уже.
They did not manage to return. We planned to go to Moscow. We already had tickets. Everything was prepared in Russia. In the evening before departure, there was a resolution on termination of all training camps abroad. We were supposed to have a flight for the morning. Now we stay at home.
Просто вот вечером узнали, когда уже на следующее утро у нас должен был самолет. Ну и поэтому, раз не выехали, то вот и сидим дома до сих пор.
Skateboarding was recently included into the Olympic Games program. The discipline is spectacular, but it doesn't require much investment from the state. However, in the main 4-year period games, 16 best athletes have been selected, while for Kazakhstan, it is difficult. If necessary conditions are provided, what's the situation with skating parks?
Ситуация как бы потихоньку развивается, то есть были какие-то там уже...
The situation improves. There have been talks about building of skating shows. There have been talks about building of a skating park at the new athletic center. We provided them with designs variants. Then it all went down. Now it's not clear. The indoor skating park in Almaty opened. There is already a training base where you can come to train anytime.
Но есть уже такая как бы тренировочная база, куда можно в любое время года приехать и тренироваться.
You now have successful national team. Tell me, are there enough good athletes? What is the level of our skateboarders?
Ездили летом в Китай, в азиатский скейт-кэмп. Нас пригласили.
In summer, we were invited to go to China and we looked at the level of children from Asia. Actually, we have a good level. Our skateboarder came fifth. Not bad, considering this is the first play away.
Наш парень даже занял там, ну, как бы неофициальные соревнования проводились по итогу двухнедельного, вот, как бы, тренировок двухнедельных. Занял 5-е место. Вот. Ну, я считаю, что это неплохой результат, учитывая, что первый раз приехали в такие
And the
профессиональные...
result was evaluated in 2 disciplines.
Ну, там еще были...
We have only one developed.
Результат учитывался в 2 дисциплинах. У нас только одна дисциплина стрит развивается, вторая никак не развивается.
For the athletes representing summer sports, the first certainty appeared. Olympic Games will take place from the 23rd of July to 8th of August 2021. Olympic athletes during coronavirus pandemic were able to relax, which is sometimes useful in professional sports. Name the advantages of isolation, if any.
Я давно хотел посидеть дома, просто устал сильно, честно, летать.
I wanted to stay at home for a long time. I was tired of flights, trips.
Уже сил, энергии не
There was no more energy. I thought I couldn't stand one more
Я
flight.
не выдерживаю, честно, потому что я уже сильно устал. То есть тут такая, вау, дома можно посидеть и ничего практически.
And now I can stay at home doing nothing as there are no competitions. The second advantage is an opportunity to stay with my family, with my close people.
Что, побыть с семьей, то естественно, то есть, да, с родными.
You are in adrenaline-inducing sport. Is it easy to stay at home without extreme now?
Немного сложно дома сидеть, потому что...
It's a little hard to stay at home. We went to different countries so often. We trained. But on the other side, my family is close to me right now. I think because of the virus, we started to devote more time to our home, to hobby, to family.
Семье и всем своим хобби.
Are there any positive facts of isolation for you as for a sportsman?
Ну, нет, на самом деле, позитивного ничего нет, потому что ребята...
No, actually no positive facts. We are a little bit uptight after winter. I gain shape, I constantly train. At least I have an opportunity to come outside, but others have to stay at home, and at home it is impossible to train. I realized it when I was a kid, when I learned skating at home, so our upstairs neighbors came and said that they had plaster falling down their ceiling.
Пытался на скейте прыгать, и соседи просто приходили, там, стучали в дверь, и что вы творите, у меня штукатурка сыпется.
You have been distracted by coronavirus pandemic. If there are any positive moments of isolation.
Я бы сказал, когда вот это все только начиналось, особенно когда это коронавирус попал в Европу, я был...
When things started, especially when coronavirus hit Europe, I was confused. I couldn't concentrate. I tried to follow safety measures. Already after Olympic Games were moved, I was calm. I was morally ready for it. Now I'm ready to train and do my best.
Я был готов к этому морально. Так что я сейчас силами новыми, я не знаю, готов дальше тренироваться.
Научись быть дома. Мы так разучились быть дома, что мы там плюем и...
You should learn to be at home. We forget how it is to be at home, so we start to get nervous. I don't know what will happen then, but now I'm okay. Children can study online. People can also learn to teach themselves. Finally, internet will not be just a toy. We will really learn to value what we have. We will regulate our time in the right manner. Under quarantine conditions, sportsmen from all over the world try to keep in trim. Many do it not so effective, but funny. We would like to end today's episode with such funny and best moments.